Right then, this is going to be some instructions about how to construct one of our flat pack Frugal Horn kits. All three of the kits are the same, whether you're going for the light, the Mark III or the XL. I'm going to be putting an XL together here, but if you watch these instructions you'll be able to put any of the kits together easily. So this is going to be part one. This is essentially about putting the actual cabinet together, and then I'll come to the stuffing and the lining and cabling up and all of those bits and pieces in further videos. So to start with, when you get your kit, you will get 4 pieces that look like this. They are the side pieces. You'll notice that they're mitred on all of the edges, and you've got some rebates on the inside part, which will accept the horn parts, or the internal baffles, or whatever you want to call them. They're also made out of birch ply. The first thing that we need to start off with is lining up our miters. So the way we do that is we take the side piece and we lay it out so that, probably facing towards you, but for this video I'm going to face it away from me so that you can see what I'm doing. I want to turn the piece so it's facing side up, so rebates down. Take some tape. Now I use special carpenter's tape that's made out of plastic. You probably won't get this in B&Q or Home Base or Home Depot if you're in America, but you can just use normal decorator's tape. It needs to be some of the more expensive stuff that's got a silicone backing. You don't want the really sticky glue, otherwise you'll stick it down, and when you lift it up it'll take the take the fibres with it, and you'll just get that breakout on the edges there of the kit, which obviously you don't want. Try not to get the really stretchy crepe stuff. I mean, that's great for decorating, you can go around corners with it, but it's not so good for this. You want stuff that's going to be good and strong, and so when you fold it up, that is essentially what is giving you your clamping pressure, because you don't need any clamps with this kit. So good strong tape with a silicone backing. If you buy any of the better decorators tape, so that's what they are. Cut a few pieces, about 4 inches long, pop them along the bottom there, about 4 inches apart. You want to do that all the way along. Follow all of the miters. There they are. All the way around. I'll just fast forward this bit so you can see what I'm doing in quick time. There, that's all the way around. Put the tape off to the side. Let's just give those a good press down. Make sure they're nice and firm, right up to the edges. Set the scissors to the side there. Right, I'll turn this over now so that the rebates are facing up towards us. As I say, you'll probably want to do this so that it's so the front edge is facing towards you, but I'm doing it so it's facing towards you, the audience. The next thing to do is take the bottom piece. Now we take the bottom piece firstly because it's got a flat back edge. That lines up with our flat piece at the back here. So if you drop that down onto there like that, so the points of the miters fit together, and then just check at the back that it's lined up. You can jiggle it backwards or forwards very slightly until you get it just right. It lines up at the back, it should line up at the front. Once you've done that, you'll just want to lay it down, and you want to make sure that those miters are as close together as possible. The tighter they are in together, the easier it'll be when you come to do gluing. And when we come to fold it up. So again, just make sure that they're square with each other. Get a straight edge. I've got the edge of my file here. Yeah, just make sure that they line up. That's great. Once you're happy, just press that down there tight onto that. That's nice. That's nice. Then we'll do the same again with the top piece. Again, it's got a flat back, which lines up with the back of the kit there. So just line that up nicely. Again, making sure that that's all square. Lay it down, making sure that you've got no gap between the two pieces. Lay them down. Again, use a straight edge. Just make sure that they line up with each other nicely. Across there, point to point, and they do. Press that down. Now we've pressed those down, you'll notice that when we pick them up, that acts as a hinge. And we'll just want to push those bits of tape down onto that board. Make sure that they're nice and tight, especially down into the corners, because that's where we need the clamping pressure to be. Same with the other end, again, at the top. And then we'll do the same with the front baffle. The front baffle, you'll notice, has got the hole cut out. The rebate's already there. It's pre-scalloped so that you get good airflow. Pre-drilled for the driver. And so we need to do the same again with that. Now, obviously this has got no straight edges to line up against. So what we do for this is we fold up one of our ends. I normally use the front end, the top end. Just line that up there. That's correct and square there. Get that back down again. So that should make sure that's okay there at the bottom as well. And then just lie it down. Again, as you lie it down, just make sure that we've closed up the gap there. That's that. That's beautiful. Again, press it down. Fold it up. And just make sure all of those pieces are stuck down nice and firm. Now we'll notice that when we pick these up, these joints are lovely. So what we'll do is we'll just cut 2 more pieces of tape. Now these ones don't need to act as clamping tape. You notice that I keep blowing, it's just to make sure that we've got rid of as much dust as we can, because dust obviously stops things sticking. Oh, I couldn't get my words out there. I'll just hold that up there. We'll see that these mitres here are nicely closed up. We'll just put that piece of tape on there. We don't need to be too spot on about that for the time being. And we don't need to be spot on because this is just a sort of dry practice run essentially. When you come to put your own speakers together, you'll want to do this a few times to make sure that you know what you're doing, and that you can do it reasonably quickly, because although the glue takes a little while to go off, it does go off reasonably quickly. And if you're there fanning around, your glue is going to become unworkable. So just make sure you know what you're doing. That's nicely lined up there. Right, I'm just going to spin this around so you can see what's become the inside of the box. As as I said earlier, we've got the rebates in there. We're just going to let this top piece down. It's not in our way, now we know that everything's square. Again, if you didn't use good tape, you wouldn't be able to just do that. We've got two inside pieces. One is the piece of wood that sits directly behind the driver and forms the initial part of the line behind the middle part of the line behind the driver and down to the mouth. That is rounded over on the end, you can see there. So that's on both halves. So that forms a sort of semicircle, and on the other end it's just done on the one edge. So so forms a quadrant there. The quadrants fit in at the bottom. I'll get you a close up of this, but you can see that that's the quadrant there. That goes in there, just drops into the hole like so. The other piece is forming the initial part of the line, the point here, and it's also got the connectors in it for our rather the holes in it for our connectors. So this again is just rounded over on the one edge, so we've just got a quadrant that's rounded there. On the top edge here there's a 5-degree angle, which forms part of the angle with the top there, and the holes for the connectors have got small keyways cut into them, which stops the connectors rotating. So they'll obviously sit on the back side of the board. So between those three things you should know which way around it's going to go reasonably easily. Again, the quadrant just drops into there, it drops into the hole. You'll notice if we do a close-up here that it just sits just away from the top ever so slightly, and that's just to allow a little glue line. Now when we actually come to glue later, we'll want to run some glue just down the inside edge of the board as we do it, just along there, and we'll just smear that a little bit with our fingers or a spreader so that we can hold those together, and we'll just put a piece of tape around those on the day. Once we've done that, we can fold up our end again. Make sure we've got that mitre nicely closed up there. Now this is something that we go around and do at the end, just make sure all our mitres are closed up. We can just stand the thing up and just go and make sure all our mitres are closed. Now, if we were to glue it all together at this point and glue the other side on, we wouldn't be able to get to the inside to put the stuffing in and to put the lining in with the felt lining. So this would be as far as we would glue it on our first go round. However, we want to make sure it's all nice and square, so we would get the other part, the other side part, which is the mirror image of the other side, again with the mitres cut into it, and those mitres obviously sit, the rebates sit straight onto the side of those boards there, so it becomes self-jigging essentially. So this can be a little bit of a fiddle. I normally start with the top end because I can get this mitre here, this rebate set up nicely, and just drop that down onto there like that. Now when you've got this facing towards you, you'll be obviously be able to see where these rebates are a little better, whereas I'm having to feel it. Luckily I've made a few, so that's fine. Now, as I said, when we do this, we are not gluing this side on. This side will just be placed on so that we can make sure everything's square. We'll take a few pieces of our tape and we will just close those mitres up ever so slightly. We don't need to be too finicky about it. Let me spin that round again. So you'll find that they'll just sag down just a little bit as they go into it, so you can just push that up there ever so slightly and drop that piece of tape on there. Do the same at the ends. Again, Just making sure that we've got those miters closed up nicely. Just the back of your hand often does, just to help things into place slightly. There we are, almost done. So that is essentially that really. When you come to actually do the gluing, you're just going to want to spend just a little more time doing these miters. You just want to make sure that they're all as closed up as you can manage.